My name's Mandy and welcome to my YouTube channel Pickety Stitch. Today is going to be a little bit different. I've decided to record and upload a floss tube. So today this will be all about my cross stitching, tapestry and quilting. So I'm just going to pop my glasses on. I do apologise about the light. I know I got a shadow because I've got the window here shining in, and I know that I should be facing the window, but I just feel more comfortable sat here to talk to you. Okay, so I'm going to start off first of all with my cross stitch. Now I'm really embarrassed about this because it is quite grubby, but this is a piece I stitched in 1992. I think it was round about then. You can still see where the hoop was. Now this was a free pattern I obtained from the Prima magazine, which is available in the UK. I'll bring it a little bit closer. I've stitched this with the DMC, and this is a Forever Friend. So at the time in the UK we used to have these teddy bears called Forever Friends, and so Prima published two patterns. This one's even grubbier. It's so embarrassing, but I thought I'd show you them. And there they are on the sofa. So yeah, I'm going to give these a jolly good wash and press them. I think it'll be okay. Why haven't I framed them? Well, I wasn't confident to frame them, to be truthful, at that time. I've never framed any cross stitch, and there was only the instructions in the Prima magazine, and I wasn't too sure about the threading. But obviously with advent of YouTube and the wonderful tutorials you get on there, when I gave my craft room a good tidy out the other day, I found those two pieces. Now initially they were for my daughter's bedroom. I've got three daughters, and they used to share a bedroom together, and I was going that was the original plan. And then when my eldest granddaughter was born, I thought, I'll get those framed and she can have them in her room. Now she's 18, so I don't think she'll be too enthralled with them. So these will be going to my two younger grandchildren. I bought a box frame from Hobbycraft, which is basically our local craft shop in the UK. There's a huge chain. It's a huge chain. So a lot of crafters tend to go to Hobbycraft to get their stuff. So the next thing I'd like to show you is this amaryllis. I think it's an amaryllis, and I stitched this in 2000, and again this needs a jolly good clean up. I'll bring it a bit closer. And I have actually been out today and I've purchased a frame. So this is from the range in the UK, and I'm going to crack on, get these cleaned up, these pieces, and get those framed. So this is my work in progress. It's a big project. It's what you call full coverage, as you know. It's a Heaven and Earth design, and the artist is Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and it's called a Mini Sea Beacon. Now I haven't got Pattern Keeper. I wish I had, but it's not compatible apparently with the Apple products. And I can't use GoodNotes because I haven't got an Apple stylus. So I'm having to take a snapshot, a screenshot, whilst I'm in my Kindle app of a particular part of the pattern, and then I blow it up in the photograph app and go into edit and mark off my pattern that way. This is one page completed, and I'm now working on the second page. I was going to go, it's 3 pages down, this is the mini version, so I was going to go 3 pages down, but because that meant that, that could take me another 2 or 3 months, and I didn't want to leave half a face stitched, because obviously this is going to be a different, it's going to get more, because it's open to the elements, there's going to be a different shade when I come to stitch the other half of the face. So I've decided to do the body first, and then I will resume stitching down vertically. But I am snaking across, what they call snaking, so stitching that way and then back and just on a square of 10. Square is 10 by 10. Now the one thing is, even if you go, I mean, I am tempted sometimes to do the odd stitch over, but you have to be so careful because it can throw your count out so easily. So yeah, I'm enjoying stitching this. I can't put it down at this moment in time. And I do use a magnifier even though it's an 18 count. So I made this grime guard. I'm stitching this in a Q snap, so I'll just pop that there. So, and I made a matching project bag to go with this. So this is my project. I made it really big because I just wanted to slip it in there, and I keep my threads in boxes. They're all bobbinated now. I never used to bobbinate, but so my next work in progress is a project I commenced, it must be at least 3 or 4 years ago. I was on holiday in Florida, and I usually take some knitting and crochet with me, and I completed whatever I was making. So there was an emergency dash straight out to Joann's, I think it was, or Michael's, and I purchased this kit. It's called Twilight Calm. It's from the Gold collection by Dimensions. And I think, I mean, it's on a 14 count, but all I did of that project was that. So I can't have been that desperate. But there we go. It's not good, is it? So this is my next planned project to complete. I bought this kit, I think it was about 2004. It's called Wheat Harvest by Elsa Williams, and this will be on a 14 count Ada. The reason I bought this at the time, my dining room was all in these blues and golds, so yeah, not even touch that. And then this was a charity shop find. This was only $4.99. Again, I think this is by Dimensions, yeah, and it's Tansy the cat. I think there's a whole collection of cats you can do, but it's got the frame in and it's already kitted up. I like it when they're kitted up. So I've been watching a lot of floss tubes, and I've noted that a lot of people are making what are called pillows, little tiny pillows. So I've purchased this from Peakside Crafts, and this is called Spring Rolls by Plum Street Samplers. And I've already started to put some of my threads together from my stash, although some of these threads, some of them are not the called for threads, so I'm just trying to use my stash up really. Now it's got 2 little dash ends on, and the reason I picked this is because I have 2 little dash ends. And then the next one is by, I think it's Lila's Studio, and it's called Season's Blessings number 2. I'll just take the pattern out because I've already started to get some of the threads together for that, and I thought I'd start off by stitching the summer one. Now these are only 3 by 3.5 inches, so I thought I would do them on a lower count to make them a little bit bigger. So this is on a 40 count, and there's no way, I don't think I have the confidence to actually stitch on 40 count linen. So I have got some 32 counts, so I thought perhaps if I did it on that would be better. So see how I go with those. I might do the spring one as well if it turns out okay. And then my last, when we go on holiday to Florida, we always used to go to St. Peter's Beach in St. Petersburg, and we used to visit a shop there called Kris Kringle's. It was on Corey Avenue. When I say was, that is the operative word. It closed down, I think, about 4 or 5 years ago now. But we always used to go into that shop, and we always used to have a nice browse, and then we used to choose an ornament for our tree, and it was called Kris Kringle's. And then this, I saw this pattern. I think Liz and Deb had, Deb had stitched it up from the Country Stitchers, and it was called, it's by Little House Needleworks, and it's a department store called Kringle's, and I thought that was absolutely delightful. So yeah, I've just got to purchase the fabric for this. Now this is on a 30 count, so I thought of actually stitching this on a either 14 or an 18 Ada. There's a lot of work in this, and I haven't got the confidence yet to stitch it on linen in case I make a mistake. So, and I want it to be quite big, because if I stitch this on the 30, this would work out as 12 3/4 by 15 3/8, and I want it a little bit bigger than that. So because it's a 30, if I halve that, that will give me the Ada. So I think the size I want, I would need to stitch this on a size 14. So, and I've seen some lovely fabrics on Lakeside Crafts, which is the Lakeside Crafts based in England. So I've tried to pull some threads from my stash, and I've only got 3 of what's required. So I'm going to have to put an order in for the threads. I think I'll just finish off by showing you a couple of quilts I've made. This fabric I purchased from Joann's when I was on holiday quite a long time ago now. I think it was Joann's. Yeah, this is all Joann's, I'm pretty sure. So I think this pattern may be Disappearing 9 patch. And I've used the flange binding, or Susie's magic binding, whatever you want to call it. But you do all this on the machine, you see. It's a quick way of binding up your quilt. And I've used a simple zigzag on the back to quilt the fabric together, and backed it in a lovely white cotton. And I made 2 of these. I did have a quilt commission, and these are the fabrics that were left over. So my next quilt is made up of some leftover fabrics I had from making quilts for my 2 younger grandchildren. They were born more or less around the same time. There's only a couple of months between them. So we had a little baby girl and a little baby boy. So I made them each a quilt. So with the leftover fabrics, I've put them together to make this one. So as you can see, this is pink and white. So that's what I made Ivy's quilt with. And then my little grandson Arlo had the blue version. So there was just some scraps left over, and I teamed it with a Kona green and this pale blue. So I just thought it'd be okay for a little boy, and I've backed it in the blue fabric, and I've popped a quilt label on this one and called it Woodland Magic. And this is a hand sewn scrappy binding. So that's that. So I hope you enjoyed my first floss tube. if you haven't already, please subscribe, give me a like, leave me a comment. I like it when people leave comments. And yeah, hopefully next month I'll upload my second floss tube. Until then, happy stitching. Bye.